national and continental. So I decided that I would help a little bit more alcoholic maybe, just really
Already considering about coming along, surprisingly enough. I really try to do that. You know who I'm really talking about, right?
God withdrew their hand again, or else I couldn't feel it continue to hold mine. They withdraw to remake me, a parched clay vessel containing the vacuum of space. Eventually the vessel shatters and screaming in the shower, weeping hot rain, snot, pieces settling, panting, each gasp an implosion, softening the pieces' dried skins, sucking God back in. The ways of God's love are mysterious and cruel. Love in and out of bellows, pendulous, fickle, inscrutable. Not like hers, but like hers? Like mine? Is God's love cruel? Is it silence? Is God's it a thing in between presence and absence? Is it neither brightness nor darkness? Is it a thing that is not something? Is it a thing that is not nothing? I'm already at 5 minutes, so I'm going to read my last one. Listen for the loon. It's got lots of L's. Listen for the loon, the loquacious, lipless laughter, lobbing languid, longing language, lauded as left-brain lyrics. Loon's lyrics locus is all, lunar, also stellar, likewise landed along local lanes of liquid, loamy locations for light and lumbering legs to land lush alike. Leaves for the lost, lashing through the lull of loon's larynx, a loud licking and limning of lack, lapping the ley lines, layering all, a ball of lanes leading along and back, black feather, white feather, red eye, located in the middle of all is all, loon's lingua fulcrum, the lever, the level. Sea for every saw, teeter for every totter, levity and load, love and loss, lucidity and lies, cries, silence, cries, cries the loon. That's it. Thank you. Folks, we'll just call out who's next. Next up we got Ruby Ferris.
I've been living in this house for the past however long, and it's an asshole thing to say, but I have been writing a book and I'm going to read to you from it. And this part is about an illness I've contracted and about my mother. I speak now to a mother who isn't my mother Emile, but who is an Emile I've had dreams about, a simplistic Emile who dies in my nighttime apparitions, and I sob and sob. I am so frightened and feel so useless and fat. As of April 25th, I've even become celibate and haven't fucked for a week or two, but I binge eat and drink, and each day my somatic self wriggles from between the fingers of the part of me that isn't corporeal. I had a nightmare that you passed away, mother, but I wasn't the subject or the object, just the omniscient nothing looming over your imagined gravesite. I want to promise to bury you in Graceland Cemetery where you like to go, but I'm not strong enough anymore to facilitate anything, and I'm not brave enough to speak, to orchestrate a gorgeous procession of virgins carrying juniper sheaths, to read the biblical passages confirming your promised firmament, a world wherein nobody ever split you down the middle and sewed you into a body cast where you sweltered and roiled. I only have the vitality to listen to you as a wraith within the visions of my feverish defunct colon. In the dreams you spoke over me, the telephone as an embolism approaching your heart. I loved you so much, my mother Emile. I wish you hadn't primed me for tumors, malignancy, proud caustic children of rape, budding like Swedish tulips in my intestines. But I don't say this to you because there's a bubble in your veins, in my dreams, an embolism. After you die, I become the wraith who predicted your death. You aren't my real mother. My real mother asked to see my tits after they became as big as Swedish tulips. We fought every night. I remember one night when I was 12 years old, I wrapped in a lamb's wool blanket on the floor and said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but you just kept repeating that you didn't want me for 12 or 13 hours. Many times during these nights, my mother, I left my body. You said if you leave your body, demons and spirits can come in and rape you, but I stopped fearing these things after they'd been done unto me tenfold. I have not been possessed, but I have been raped and therefore possessed, but only by humans, mothers, fathers, and distant relatives in banquet hall restrooms. My real mother is pained, and her almond eyes slope down. Her almond eyes are crescent bathtubs abroad, where other Arab women like me wash themselves somewhere in the past. The bathtubs, in my recollection, are the only things that still hold me, and they all own shares of my neatly folded fat that have been cultivated generationally, mother to mother and Emile to Emile. My mother's almond eyes slope like voluptuous, curving riverbanks that I have dreamed of before I began having constant pain in my sleep.
I have 3 poems to share with you guys soon. The first is called We Were Reckless. I sold my soul for $50 in a bottle of whiskey. He said I wouldn't get a better deal than that. Do you remember the night we did bath salts and you took me out for tacos so I could calm down? You said you'd take a bullet or a knife for me, and in our world you had to mean that. So I'm buying my soul back, a nickel at a time, and trust me, honey, there's interest you wouldn't believe. I told you I'd love you forever or until one of us died, and on that train ride home, you know, I felt colder than a corpse. Sobbing at the ticket station, surrounded by garbage bags full of clothes and books and Camel cigarettes. You were the love of my life. That life, not this one. Now it's been 2 years and I can tell you with candor that I no longer wish you would choke on your own vomit. 'Cause the nickel return on that spirit bottle bought me the final piece of this busted up soul. But have fun on that merry-go-round, honey. I know the flashing lights and music seem enticing, but let me just tell you, from over here, it looks a hell of a lot like you're just running in circles. Okay, this one's called Pearls. They're standing in the kitchen, and off the counter she picks the bread knife with the heavy handle and takes it to her thigh. He watches as she cuts, listening to the snapping of tendons and the way the blood drips onto the tiles like pennies from the hole in his pocket. He smells the steel stench of raw meat. When she's finished, she drops the knife heavy on the tiles and looks to her leg. A pearly shimmer of bone just visible under all that red. A clam's forced open mouth. And looking to him, she asks, "Could you ever love a person like me?" But what she means to ask is, "Honey, to you am I only bloody, or underneath can you notice the pearls in my wounds?"
In your mouth where teeth used to be, that you keep from smiling to hide. That one. All right. Let's see. What else is there? I think those are all the things that I am. But, I wanted to do this one. I'd put the sunrise to shame if I could only put your name once more so softly in your ear. The moon himself would turn away, our thunderstorm love be too bright to take. The wind would tear the world apart till all the oceans fell still. If I could tear you down from the stars to place hands on your shoulders in the dark. And it's at night, and it's at day, when I'm still, when I'm walking tired and my hips can't help but sway. And it's at night, and it's at day, when I laugh, when I cry, that I can't help but wonder what it's like just around the way. I sing myself to sleep. I don't know if you do. So I sing myself to sleep. Hushed lullabies, arrows I let fly, and tell you to come into my room. Thank you.
And they can go.
Hey, Savannah!
I'm a little intoxicated. I've never read this out loud. Let's see how it goes. I have about 3 I'm gonna read. Okay. Tepid paralysis quietly folded beneath the surface. A screen traced in virgin blue avenues. I clutch my seashell pink ear to invoke the sea. A sugar-thin pulse. Pins of light pervade a halting hoist towards the bathwater's winking ceiling. I erupt. Murky torso spills over tub-set lips, splattered across the puckered linoleum. Okay, next one. Gummed summer sheath, a taut sieve. Manifest silence. Her heaviness filtered through. Gestures slurred in weeping. She ascends, toweling away a fever expired. Brandishing root-knotted knuckles, gem corked and swollen, traversing dappled tiles washed in listless garments. Her small hands nibble at a distant vigor, breaking the stagnant air, tearing the silence. Poke, tick, tick, tearing at the sheath. She assumes her perch before the scum-spotted mirror. A cascading scream. She tumbles from tranquility torn. Okay, last one. Okay. My swollen embrace, breast sweeping over, sliding eyes trace porcelain lips, my mouth clamped around the puckered toilet bowl. Tender bent, bile ladled from belly, escaping fluent lips, toweling away a fever expired. My heart parts, and you trace private avenues, peeling crummy sheets from opaque limbs, tired limbs. Distilled essence of, I love your tender upholstered thighs. Cradle my insatiable anguish, blinking blue eyes slip into your seams, wedding day intact.
And make yourself at home, invite people, and we'll see you in a moment. And there's donation jars around for the artists and or whatever the fuck that. Anyway, and sorry, slip it in. I meant. Okay, we'll see you soon. I'll dream that little dream so languorously forever. Oh, timorous ache, how will you last? Such vague beginnings have traced no path. Eve when the woodens did not.
Fucking yeah. Oh, fucking yeah. Yeah, fucking
I wanna watch the footage from the haunted house show me and Fred made. It's on here. Where me and Fred went to the haunted houses. Did you go?
No, I didn't get to fucking do that.
Yeah, it's me, Fred, and Robert.
Oh God, that was tight.
Sean.
Oh, Mira told me the other day many microphones do not have on Twitch. Here we go, kangaroo!
Joey and me, looking all around for shrubs and grass. Gonna hop to a quick, gonna go fast. Everybody's doing it. Come on, there's nothing to it. How to get fine. Do the kangaroo. Do the kangaroo. Yeah, that's me. I'll feed it up. Lips curl back, tongue in response, bouncing like a ball. You know that I'm cute. Grab a hold of my tail for a do. Everybody's doing it. Hard to do it. Down in your mind. Do the kangaroo. Do the kangaroo.
People come to this show for the good music. How many people? Or just for the party?
Fun of me. Just making fun of me.
It's a good thing to be a dolphin, just swimming through the waves with all of my friends, sending out my sonar beats, echolocating some eats, swishing, splashing, having fun, flipping and waddling underneath the sun.
till my heart I don't want to do that one yet. Let's do All Night Long if you want to do All Night Long. I'm not looking. Dolphin, do it again. Play the dolphin one again.
Play my sad songs.
Yeah, maybe you should go hang out with the dolphin. What's the time check? What's the time check? Okay, let's go for it. Let's just do this last song. And maybe one more, but I think this is good. Okay, let's go. We're doing you know. You know you do. All night long. Don't it feel cool? All night long. My baby back. I can't really go to sleep. I'm lying on my back on the foreign sheets. Where'd you go? Are you ever coming back? Or will it be just me, myself, till the end? You know you do. All night long. Don't it feel good? All night long. I guess you're not coming back. I guess you're never coming back to me. I guess his lungs were black, and our hands It's been too long. I've waited too long. I forgot to. I've waited too long.
last one. Thanks, stick around for Mike, and we're gonna keep this short and sweet and quick and loud and vampire. Yeah. So we go to, and then okay. Okay.